Today I'm going to be reviewing a game called Masterpiece, the art auction game. This game came out in 1970 from Parker Brothers, and it is for 3 to 6 players. Now, the object of Masterpiece is you are going to be trying to earn the most amount of money by the end of the game, and the way you're going to be doing this is you're going to be buying paintings, selling paintings, and competing in auctions for different paintings. There's a lot of different spaces on the board that you're going to be moving around on, and you're simply going to be following the instructions on them. And so, without further ado, let's show you how this game works. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and show you the components of the game. You have here your game board, and it's a pretty nice looking game board. I really like the little painting that's in the middle over there. It's got that real artsy feel to it. You have a bunch of these cards that have famous paintings on them. And these are what you're going to be trying to buy, sell, etc. Okay, right here we have value cards, and throughout the game you're going to be attaching these value cards to those paintings over there. And a couple of these cards say forgery. That basically means they are not worth anything. Of course, you have your nifty little play pieces over here. There's 5 of those. You have clips here, and there's a bunch of those. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be clipping the painting to the different value cards throughout the game. And then, of course, you have your dice, and then you have your money here. And the money looks pretty nice, too. And these here are your player cards. These have 5 different, I guess, art auctioneers of sorts, and everybody's going to get one of these. They don't have any special powers or anything. They're just used strictly for identification purposes. Now, in the beginning of the game, everybody's going to receive $1.5 million, and then everybody's going to get a piece. And you can basically just start anywhere on the board. The highest roll is going to go ahead and go first. And then everybody is going to receive one of these paintings, and then there's going to be a value card attached to them each. And you're just going to simply put them here in the middle of the board. I'm going to just have this set up for a 3-player game. So what you'll do is you'll just take the painting here and the value card, and you'll just clip it. And you'll just simply clip the 2 of them together like so. And I'll go ahead and just make this player 1. I'll make this player 2. And this painting here is going to be worth $700,000, so we'll give this to player 2. Then we'll go ahead and give player 3 this one to start with, and this one is worth $1 million. So we'll go ahead and we will place a clip on that as well. So now basically you're going to take the dice and you're going to roll them, and then you're going to move that amount of spaces, and we'll go ahead and go over what each of these spaces are. The first space here is what is called, we'll start here with the space that says bank auction. What's going to happen at a bank auction is that the painting that is on the top stack is going to be bid on by all of the players. And the way you're going to do bidding is you're going to start it at $100,000, and you're going to bid up in $50,000 increments. So let's just say we have this painting up for auction, and it's worth $700,000. Now, nobody is going to know how much the painting is worth at the beginning of the auction. So we'll go ahead and we'll clip it, and then it'll be placed here somewhere in the middle of the board, and then everybody will start bidding. And let's just say player 1 wins the bid with $600,000. So he will go ahead and receive this painting along with the value card, and he, of course, is going to be the only one that's going to know how much the painting is worth. So he will go ahead and put that there. The next space is what is called a private auction. Now, with a private auction, all players are going to bid on one of the opponent's paintings. So let's say it was my turn, and I decide I wanted to place player 3's painting right here up for auction, so I would. Now, if he had more than one painting, the player on my left would go ahead and choose the painting from that player. So let's just go ahead and say this player 3's painting is now up, and then everybody's going to go ahead and bid. And let's just say player 2 wins this auction, this painting. He's going to receive it, and he will then know how much this painting is worth. So then he will go ahead and receive it. He will then pay that player the amount of money that he bid. There's a few spaces over here that will say buy a painting from the bank for $250,000, one for $400,000. There's a few of those. And simply what that means is just you're just going to buy a painting from the middle over there, from the top pile, for that $400,000, and however much it's worth is how much it's going to be worth. So this would be worth $500,000. You would end up getting a really good deal with that. There is one here that says may sell any painting to the bank. If you land on this, you can sell any one of the paintings that you own to the bank for the value that it is worth. So player 2 could sell this painting for $1 million. If he decides to sell the painting back to the bank, then this painting is going to be out of play along with this $100 million card. There are some spaces that will allow you to collect money, like collect $400,000, collect $200,000, collect $100,000, etc. There is a space that says inherit a painting from the bank, and this basically means you're going to get a painting for free. So you will just take out the top cards here, and you will go ahead and put them into your hand. Now there is a space here that says sell a painting to the bank for $350,000. If you land on this, you are going to have to sell one of your paintings for that amount of money. And that can be troublesome because you may have a $1 million painting in your hand. And if you land on that, you're going to have to go ahead and sell the painting back to the bank for that amount of money. So essentially what's going to happen, let's just say player 1 decides to roll. He rolls an 8. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He'll land and he'll have to sell one of his paintings to the bank for $350,000. So he will pick one of these paintings. Basically, the forgery would be a really good one to get rid of because this one's not worth anything, and he could sell this to the bank for the $350,000. So he would go ahead and sell this back to the bank and collect the $350,000. So let's say blue goes, and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He lands on inherit a painting from the bank, so he will go ahead and pick up these 2 cards right here, and he has inherited a painting that is worth $500,000. And he'll go ahead and put this in his pile, and of course he'll clip them together. So let's just say player 3 rolls. He rolls a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I've got 5 pieces on here just to show what the pieces look like. This one says buy a painting from the bank for $350,000. So he can go ahead and buy this one for $350,000. So let's say he decides to, and the painting is only going to be worth $200,000. So he'll have ended up paying a little more than he wanted to. Say red goes, and he ends up landing on a private auction. And let's just say red is player 2, and he decides he wants to take off player 3's painting. This is the only painting player 3 has, so player 3 will go ahead and put this in the middle, and everyone will go ahead and bid on it. And let's just say player 1 wins. He spends $1 million to get this painting, and player 1 goes and looks, and he ends up spending way too much money on it. So he will go ahead and put this painting into his pile after clipping them together. And basically the game is going to continue going on like this until you get to the very last painting. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to count up the cash that you have and the values of any of the paintings that you have left over. And whoever has the most amount of money at the end of the game is going to win it. So my thoughts on Masterpiece. Well, my family and I enjoy playing this game a lot. I would rank this probably about a 5.5 or so. The big thing with this game is there's some memory that is involved because as the paintings are getting passed around, you're going to want to try to remember how much each one of them is worth, especially the one that is a forgery. If you get stuck with a forgery, then you're stuck with it. But you might get lucky and somebody might actually end up buying it from you and you might get an insane amount of money. This game is kind of luck driven, obviously, because you're going to be moving around the board and landing on certain spaces. Some spaces you're going to collect money, some spaces you might lose a painting, etc. So there's a lot of wheeling and dealing that goes around in this game, but it is a little bit linear, I would say. But that does not mean, of course, that this is a bad game. I think this game works pretty well, and it's a fun little game to play, and it's also pretty easy to learn. It doesn't. The instructions are really short, and you just basically just have to follow the instructions that are on the board. And now I really like the cards. The cards are pretty nice, especially the ones with the paintings. Some of the different versions of this game have different paintings on them. I really like the paintings on the cards, and the board looks really nice. I kind of like that artsy look on the board. As far as the gameplay goes, I think it plays pretty well, and if you find this at a thrift store, I would definitely pick it up. This game goes for about $25 or so on eBay, sometimes even more, depending on the condition in the year. But anyway, it's a pretty good game. So folks, that is my review of Masterpiece. I hope you all have a great day. Keep on singing.